Locked me up in a room for 3 days.
For a sexathon.
And then he followed her to see where we were staying. Let's take it back to the beginning. Morning, guys. 4 in the morning. We're going to Albania. Yeah, I'll bring you along with me. This is the start of a new vlog. We started the trip in Skoda because the hike was organised through Wanderers Hostel, which meant we had to stay there the night before. And I'll be honest, I did not love it. I'm not saying I'm above a hostel, but I'm saying that sharing a room with a group of 18-year-olds on their gap year, when I myself am about to turn 30, that'll make you confront things about yourself. There was also a band directly below our window playing what sounded like roaring 20s music, which made the whole night feel slightly mad. We were essentially sleeping in a themed bar. The next day we took 2 buses and a ferry to Valbona, which was beautiful, but also one of those travel days where every time you think you've arrived, someone puts you on another form of transport. By the time we arrived, we'd gone non-verbal. It was the end of May and no one had really mentioned that there would be snow on the mountains, and we had packed sneakers. That's sort of where we were at logistically. The next day, we took ourselves on a self-guided hike to the Blue Eye. The Blue Eye was stunning. The water was so clear that it almost looked fake. Very, very worth seeing. The issue, however, was that we'd been walking for 2 days, and the idea of walking all the way back into town was starting to feel really unreasonable. So instead, we accepted a lift from an Albanian man wearing a cowboy hat and smoking a cigarette. And this fucking bloke absolutely sent it down a one-way road that hugged the side of a cliff going 100 kilometers an hour. It was one of those situations where you're absolutely terrified, but you're also very aware that someone's doing you a favor, so you just sit there smiling politely like, thank you so much for this near-death experience. Hi guys, how are we? Hi, we've just been at the beach all day. We're in Hamare. We did a hike around Teth to Valbona. Outside of that, we've just got to Hamare. We went out for lunch today and the guy was super creepy. Kind of was saying a lot of weird shit that made us feel incredibly unsafe.
Essentially,
that
he was going to
lock me up in a room
for 3 days.
For 3 days.
For a sexathon.
And we didn't know what to say, so we just giggled awkwardly.
No, we thought we read the room and we thought he read the room. And then when we were leaving, he walked us out. And I was like, okay, so tomorrow, I remember he said, I'll meet you here.
He was like, I'll take you on the jet skis tomorrow and then I'll take you out for lunch and then this and that. And I obviously seized up and didn't know what to say. So I was like, okay. Anyway, so we left. Oki went one way with the key and then he followed her to see where we were staying. So I was wearing like quite a distinct hat. So I've taken the hat off. I've put in a towel on my head. So when we walk past the restaurant, across the road, I've got the towel on my head and we're going to put our head down. She's also put a hat on. Like, it's legitimately come to this point where we need to be doing this, which is kind of edge. But outside of that, everyone's been so lovely and so hospitable and so welcoming, haven't they?
Very.
Everyone's been so nice.
Despite its
lawlessness. After the hike, we had about 15 bags of washing that needed doing, and our lovely hotel owner was like, I'll wash it all for you for free. I had to beg her to be able to pay her money because she was just going to do it for free. And when I say we had washing, we had 15 bags of washing.
That couldn't literally not be better. Have the restaurant to ourselves. Everyone manifested every single thing we felt like. Us is at work, all our friends are at work. A few wines deep. And I just want to say love you so much and can't wait to spend the rest of our lives together.
Yay!
Yay.
Chin chin.
Chin,
Chin
chin.
chin chin chin
Chin,
chin
chin.
chin chin.
Traigo, sí señor, sabor latino. Porque traigo yo la esencia, brindo la cadencia para guarachar. Corre y no te quedes fuera a la hora de bailar. Aroma de mi cocina con sabor a playa, con gusto de mar. Porque lo que traigo ahora es...
So, what do you have?
We've got pita with saganaki, tzatziki, and chips on top. Made a little gyros, makeshift.
Delicious.
Hi YouTube.
Good?
I absolutely love Hamari. They're clear water, the sun, the swimming, the eating, the drinking, and the doing very little. Everyone we met was also so kind. The owners of our hotel spoke very little English, but they told us to call them mum and dad and then gave us a big hug, which was so sweet. Our taxi driver also became slightly paternal. At one point, he walked all the way down to the beach to collect us and drive us home, like we were his lost children. I love you, Albania.